Stryker Multigen is indicated for use in various types of radiofrequency neurotomy procedures, though for this example, we'll demonstrate 4 thermal lesions with a simultaneous start on the lumbar spine. This particular neurotomy procedure works by disrupting the pain signals that are sent from the inflamed nervous tissue in the lumbar spine to the brain. To begin, up to 4 cannulae are carefully introduced in the areas to be treated. Electrodes are then inserted into each cannulae. On the Multigen touchscreen, the sensory phase of the procedure is active, and the user has the option to modify default or saved settings to more customized procedural settings. When setting adjustments are complete, the sensory stimulation tests are administered individually at each needle site. During the sensory test, the patient will respond to a slight pain sensation the closer the needles are to the problem nerves. Needles may need to be repositioned if these tests fail. After the sensory phase is complete, the motor button is selected and the screen changes from green to orange. The user again has the option to modify the default or saved motor stimulation settings. When setting adjustments are complete, the motor stimulation tests are administered individually at each needle site. The motor stimulation test will help confirm correct needle placement in all 4 locations, while helping to ensure that each needle is not on a motor nerve. Though the lesions themselves will be run simultaneously, the sensory and motor tests are done individually at each location to help ensure accurate results. After the sensory and motor diagnostic tests have been confirmed, the user moves to the lesion screen and selects either thermal or pulsed radiofrequency, or a combination of the two. For this demonstration, thermal radiofrequency is performed with simultaneous starts in all 4 locations. The user activates all 4 needle placements and presses the Start button. As an added safety feature, the Start button is pressed a second time to confirm that the user is ready to begin. High-frequency current heats the surrounding nerve tissue, creating 4 simultaneous lesions. Multigen also allows either thermal or pulsed radiofrequency. In this example, we'll show individual starts for thermal lesions. After the sensory and motor tests conclude, the user goes to the lesion screen, which defaults to the first needle placement, and presses Start. The user confirms they are ready to begin by pressing the Start button a second time, and the procedure begins at the specified location. These steps are repeated for each needle placement. The user can wait for a lesion to finish before starting the next, or can use a staggered technique and begin at the next location while the previous is still burning. After all lesions are complete, the screen goes back to its default settings. In this final demonstration, we'll use simultaneous starts in all 4 locations while performing pulsed radiofrequency through needles 1 and 2 and thermal radiofrequency through needles 3 and 4. The needle placements and therapy types are chosen, the locations are locked into place, and the user presses start. After confirming that they are ready to begin by pressing start a second time, the thermal and pulsed radiofrequency procedures begin simultaneously at the specified location.